Hey y'all, what's up? It's CustomizedKi, you already know that. But today we talking about the things that I absolutely loved about college. Now there will be a part 2 to this, and it's gonna be called the things I hated about college. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta start off on a good note. So we're gonna talk about what I loved and why I loved it. So as y'all know, I went to Michigan State. Go Green, go white. And there were just certain things about that school, there were certain things about being there, there were certain things about my experience that I just really loved altogether, because I don't know, I feel like it just made my experience there better. It made me have a lot more school pride, and it made me just really appreciate it. Some of these things, y'all can Google them. If you've never seen them before, you never heard of them before, you can definitely look them up. And yeah, so let's start talking about some of the stuff I love, because I loved it. First thing I absolutely loved is the red cedar in the winter and a red cedar in the fall. Now, the red cedar is the river that runs through campus, right? There are bridges over them. There are it's a lot of different ways that you can see them. Now, by Wells Hall, there is like a little area, and those are usually where like all the ducks are and stuff like that. But in the fall, when the season is changing and the leaves are changing colors, if you just stand on one of those little like overpasses for the water and just look straight, it's just so freaking beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And in the winter time, it's pretty much the same thing, except it's all white, and then the branches just kind of like come out over the water, and the water's frozen. It just looks like the perfect like solace. Like, if that was a place where I could relax and not freeze to death, I would definitely do that. Just because it's very scenic. I know a lot of people who are seniors, they take a lot of pictures during that time, like in the fall, because the colors look really nice, and it even looks really pretty in the summertime. But just in the fall and in the winter, those are just my favorites, because fall is my favorite season, and in the wintertime it's just like so like perfect, like it just came out of a movie. So that's definitely on my list of things I loved about Michigan State. The aesthetics of the stadium, definitely one of the things I absolutely loved about college, because it doesn't get much better than the stadium. Like, there's just so many good memories there. There's so much, like, there's just a place for everybody to be at the same time, and just be excited about being a Spartan, being excited about beating the other team, because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least when I was there, they was beating other team. Can't talk about right now. But yeah, we gonna move past all that negative stuff. I don't need that in my life. But yeah, the aesthetics of the stadium for sure. Listen, I loved them holiday dinners in the caf. Okay, that food was so good. Okay, like, it was just like, depending on the holiday, depending on the caf, that determined what kind of food you get. Now, I lived in Brody, so I was kind of spoiled. I didn't want to go to any other caf, and yes, Brody over Snyder Phillips all day, baby. Okay, if you go to Michigan State, you know what I'm talking about. There's a Snyder Phillips Brody calf debate. Some people are like, oh, Snyder got the best food. No, Brody got the best food. It's just because I like so many options. I like to be able to switch it up, you know. And the holiday dinners were just a great way to do that. It was a great way for me to just eat a bunch of different food that they didn't typically have all the time. And then the calf was decorated. There were cakes and cupcakes and cookies that were decorated just for that event. So I know they have one for Thanksgiving. I know they have one for Christmas. And I honestly think there's another one. I want to say Easter, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know in the fall, being there for Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners, those were just something that I really looked forward to, because the food was just so good. And then I will also go to other calves, hit they holiday dinner nights. Oh, awesome. So I love them holiday dinners. Speaking of food, two of my other favorite places and things that made like Michigan State bomb: Wings Over. So good. And I'm gonna go with Texas Roadhouse. A lot of people like Cheddar's, but my favorites were Wings Over and Texas Roadhouse, just because Wings Over, their chicken was just so good, and I would get the sweet chili with a ranch, and I gotta have a fruit punch to go with it, and I need some ketchup for my fries. And no, I don't want waffle fries. I just want the regular fries, and make sure they hot and they fresh. And it used to make me upset that they didn't deliver out to Chandler Crossing, but it was okay, because when I lived on campus, I used to order that all the time. It was just, you gotta get a hang glider with sweet chili and ranch with ketchup and fruit punch, a Minute Maid fruit punch, or water will do. And yes, I want my celery. As a matter of fact, I do. And Texas Roadhouse, they just had this cinnamon butter They just used to have me like, y'all got some of this that I could take home, because I'm gonna need some more of this. But it was just, oh, that was so good. It was so good. It was so good. Okay, it was so good. And confession, okay, I liked to sneak in the caf. That was one of my favorite things that I loved about college. It wasn't really that I was sneaking in the caf. It was just the adrenaline rush. Like, oh my god, so many people watching me. Somebody gonna tell me, oh my god, like I'm about to sneak in the caf. And it was like, how creative can I get with this? To be honest with you, I only really snuck in the caf a couple times, but it was fun when I did it. It was real fun. But yeah, I love sneaking in the caf. That was fun. I thought I was gonna get caught one time. I did get caught one time. And it was like, you know what? I don't care. Just go ahead. Yeah, I was like, thank you so much, because I live off campus. I need this. Yes, yes. So I love sneaking in the caf. The stuff about the summertime. So the summertime was like not that many people on campus. And I usually would live off campus. So one of my favorites that I just loved was summer subleasing. That basically is when people who have an apartment for the fall semester, right, and the spring semester, when the summer comes, they don't stay on campus, or they don't want to stay in East Lansing during the summer. So it's like, you know what, I got this apartment, I'm either gonna keep paying for it and I'm not gonna be here, or I'm gonna sublease it. That means that I'm gonna give it to somebody else and I'm gonna let them pay for this apartment while I'm here. The reason why it was my favorite was because you could literally negotiate people into paying like $250 a month or less, like honestly $300 or less per month for the remainder of the summer, which was like May, the first week of May, June, July. And most leases are up like around that time, because schools start back like the 20-something of August, and the apartment complex needs like 2 weeks to go through and clean all of the apartments. So I subleased from a couple of people, and I was able to finesse it and just be like, you know what, I'll take over your lease, but you got to pay the lease takeover fee, and you have to pay your portion of however much it's going to cost, the difference per month. So let's say they rent was like $500, and the transfer fee for the lease was $100. So they like, you know what, I throw my apartment to you for, you know, $250 a month. So that means that for May, June, and July, they need to put in $750 and pay that $100 lease transfer fee in order for me to take over their lease. That way, if they pay it up front, that guarantees that I'm only paying that $250 every month, which is the difference. So it was just something that just made my life a lot easier. It was a great way to save money while I was in school over the summer. It was a great way to still enjoy my summer and not have my pockets broke, on top of buying groceries, paying for a phone bill, getting back and forth to work, having to buy books for class, and just enjoying myself and being able to online shop during the summer. You know, I gotta get me a new swimsuit, okay? So yeah, that was definitely, oh, loved it. Okay, loved it. I also loved the summer Greek weeks. So like Greek organizations would put on events. They would have weeks during the summer. So it would mostly be like pool parties, cookout, barbecues, working out, water balloon fights, like anything that you could think of that would just make the summer pop. They would do that. They would have a lot of house parties. They would pick a night. We would all go to the bars. You know, we would have like a summer bar crawl. And I just really enjoyed that because it was a smaller crowd. It was just a lot more personal. It was a lot more fun, and it just wasn't so much like, I'll say, pressure for people to like be uppity about going to Greek events. Like during the fall and the spring, people would be trying to like show out when they go to Greek event. Oh, I'm gonna dress up and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. In the summertime, it was just like a lot more chill. It was like, look, man, we going swimming. Like, man, skip all that weave, that makeup, girl. We get in the pool, and if you don't get in, we throwing you in. Okay, it was just a lot more fun. It was a smaller crowd, and I just really much preferred it. I enjoyed it a lot. Now, y'all know I love summer classes. Speaking of my favorites, yes. So, I love summer classes. They short, sweet, and straight to the point. I got a video on that. Don't trip. I'll put it in the link below. And I just love summer classes. They short and sweet and straight to the point. Don't have a lot of fluff. Only 6 weeks. I still get the same amount of credits as if I had to took it in the fall or the spring. So, why not finesse? And the professors are just a lot more chill because it's summertime. They don't want to be bothered for real. They don't. But guess what? You only got 6 weeks, so it's cool. It doesn't even matter. My last few things, I loved working at Sparty's. I loved working at the Office for Survey Research. Shout out to Dale, that's my baby. Hey girl, if you watching. But I just loved working in those places. I liked Sparty's because it was just convenient for me to work there. They had so many locations, and then in the summertime I would do support. It was like an office shift or something like that. So they would send you to whatever location just didn't have nobody or needed somebody or was short or somebody called off or didn't show up or whatever. It was a great way for me to just get to know campus, and I just liked it. The OSR, the Office for Survey Research, I loved working there too because just the people that I worked with was so chill. I was able to multitask while I was there. My manager was thebomb.com, and I still talk to her to this day, even though I've graduated and been gone for 2 years. So, it was just a great way to make connections. It was a great way to find out about a lot of the research projects that go on in the state of Michigan, and just a lot of the partnerships that Michigan State has with outside companies. And, it was just good. And plus, they pay more than any other job on campus. I was like, hey, sign me up. I need that. I need them coins, baby. Okay. My last 3 favorite was Ann Graves and Charles Williams in the financial aid office because they was the plug, okay? Any type of like problem you had financial aid wise, if you talk to Ann Graves or Charles Williams, you was good, B. You was good. Like, they wasn't finding you no loans. They was finding like grants. Okay, that's money you don't gotta pay back. If you did get you a loan, they would tell you, but it would be a small loan. So even if you do gotta pay it back, it's not a whole bunch of money. Or they would tell you how to finesse. They don't work at Michigan State anymore, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but Ann Graves retired the same year that I graduated. So I was like, yes, Auntie Ann, get me together. Yes, before you leave. I miss her. I wish I had her phone number, but I don't. So I'm going to try to stalk her on Facebook, see if I can find her. Second favorite on this list is going to be the Black Power Rally. I love the Black Power Rally. That just made my experience that much better. As a minority at a predominantly white school, the Black Power Rally was just a space for me to appreciate other minorities. It was a way for us to showcase talents. It was a way for us to have speakers to come motivate us and people to dance and sing and just be themselves and bask in their blackness and do it proudly. Not that we never did it proudly, but it was just like the whole power rally was about us. Everything, every last bit of it, from the way that people dressed to the way they wore their hair to the things that they talked about for the people that they had that was guests, that came to it. It was the fact that people brought their friends. They got t-shirts. We got t-shirts. Man, I got a Black Power Rally t-shirt. I know y'all seen that in one of my videos. It's red and it say 44th annual, and it's something that happens every single year. Great tradition, and I hope that it continues because it meant a lot to the people who were of a minority. And my last and final thing that I loved about college was win season, okay? I'm talking about Cedar Fest. I'm talking about when we went to the Rose Bowl. I'm talking about campus pride and school spirit when it is time to win. Now, granted, yes, there were riots, but the riots was fun. I wasn't out there tearing up stuff, but I definitely was lurking on Snapchat and Instagram looking at all the pictures and videos that people was posting. And yes, I was there during Cedar Fest when we won the Rose Bowl, baby. Yes! And then we went to the Final Four. That was awesome. It was just like campus was just so electrified when that happened. Like on campus, off campus, like people was having ridiculous parties all over the place. Like, it got to the point where the cops was coming to the door like, look, we know y'all turning up because of the Rose Bowl, because of the Final Four, the Elite Eight, whatever. Just please don't burn the building down. We don't care. And make sure that y'all kind of cut the noise by like a good 3 a.m. and we'll leave y'all alone. We was like, cool. Y'all want some shots? The cops was like, heck yeah. No, I'm kidding. The cops didn't take shots with us, but we did offer them some liquor. And they was like, man, we at work. We wish we could, but we'll come back later. So, it was just a great time. These are all things that I loved about college. I hope that if you go to Michigan State, you get to see or participate, or you at least are able to bask in some of the things that made college just so bomb for me. Like, college was just on point. Outside of these loans I gotta pay back, that's a whole lot of money, but overall, that was an experience that I don't think I would have gotten anywhere else. I just very much so loved my experience at Michigan State. I loved the fact that I had so many good times. I met so many good people, and I have so many learned lessons and experiences that are just intangible. They're not like anything that I could have paid for anywhere else, and I just appreciate that. I'm CustomizedKi, and thanks for tuning in. Talking about my favorites, all the stuff that I loved about college. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to talk about all the things I hated about college, okay? But don't trip, because the good definitely outweighs the bad. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and share this video with a friend or anyone who you think that needs to hear it. Go green, go white, and I will catch y'all on the flip side, baby. Peace out.